Hello, Mount Zion family and friends. I wanted to take a moment to share this video with you because this Sunday, October 30th, it's a very special Sunday in the life of the church. First, this Sunday, we're going to be celebrating All Saints Sunday. This is a very special time when we get to remember the lives of the saints in our families and in our church family who died in this past year. All Saints Sunday is always a very special time because we are reminded of the love and the grace and all the things that all these wonderful people did for us in order to become people of faith. So I really hope that you're going to join us as we celebrate all the saints in our lives. Secondly, this Sunday, we're also going to celebrate communion. And, you might think, well, communion happens at least once a month. Well, we're going to have communion this Sunday, which is not the first Sunday of the month. But what is going to be interesting about communion this Sunday is that we're going to do it by intention, which means that for the first time since I have been here with you, I'm going to have a loaf of bread. I'm going to have a person next to me holding a cup, and we're going to share communion from the same loaf of bread. So I feel excited. Certainly, this might not be the regular way that Mount Zion has done communion in the past, so blame it all on me. But at least I wanted to share with you that we wanted to move into this place where at least we began to do things a little bit the way they used to be done. And so we're going to have communion that way, and even if you do not feel comfortable receiving communion in that way, we are still going to provide you with the small communion elements that we have been using for this 2.5 years so that you can still participate in communion. And so I'm excited that I'm going to get actually to share the loaf of bread with all of you. And finally, this Sunday is going to be a special Sunday because it is Consecration Sunday, which means that on this Sunday, we are inviting all of you, online and in person, to bring your estimate of giving cards so that you can bring and tell us, after you have been praying and discerning, what's going to be your financial contribution to the ministries of Mount Zion for 2023. This is a very important part of who we are as people of faith. Our church does not take lightly your support that you have given us through your presence, your prayers, your service, your witnessing to others, and your gifts. And so this Sunday in particular, we are really asking you that as you have received already a letter from the stewardship team, as you have also received in this letter a narrative budget that tells you how in 2021 we spend our money, where the money went. And as you also have received a card, we are really hoping that you are going to take a time to pray and think about how God is calling you to invest in the ministries of our congregation. Again, I'm just so grateful that throughout this very crazy times, in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of a lot of uncertainty, you as an individual, as a family, and as a congregation has been amazingly generous. And I'm praying that this coming year, we will continue to expand in the ministries and the work that we have begun in this past 2 years. So I'm very grateful for your giving. I'm very grateful for the thought and prayers that you have invested in this. And so we're hoping that this coming year is going to be also filled with great generosity and blessing for the work that we do. So again, I'm going to be repetitive, but I really hope that you're going to take some time to think how this giving is going to reflect not only your generosity, but your spiritual commitment to continue to grow in your faith and love of God and our neighbor. I want to end just by sharing with you a quote by Henry Nouwen, who is one of my favorite theologians. He wrote a book called A Spirituality of Fundraising. And in this book, he explains beautifully how the way we give our money brings blessing not only to us, but for the world. I want to share with you a sentence from that book that I hope will be meaningful to you and will help you to understand what we're trying to do here. Prayer is the radical starting point of fundraising. because in prayer, we slowly experience a reorientation of all of our thoughts and feelings about ourselves and others. I'm looking forward to this Consecration Sunday for the opportunity we have to share in the ministries of this congregation and the blessings that God has given us. And once again, I just want to tell you how thankful I am to be your pastor, because I have been a personal recipient of your generosity, not only in what you give financially, but in the way we serve together this community. Thank you. May God bless you, and I hope to see you in person or online this Sunday. Blessings.